Alrighty, Chef Buck here. Boom. I'm starting with the boom already. That was a premature boom. But today we're cooking up some pecan candy, some sugar pecans. Now this is a treat that we always get down south when we go visit my mother. Mama Redbuck took out a third mortgage on her home. And got some pecans. Well, thanks, Mama. And she sent us some through the mail. And she even sent us a few bags of pecans. So we're gonna go ahead and make some of our sugared pecans here today. Now we're gonna use 1 pound of pecans. And when you buy them, you know, get the pecan halves, but take a look in the bag and make sure that they're all kind of in complete halves. You don't want to get a bag that's all junked up and busted up, because you want nice solid halves for nice pecan candy. The first thing we're going to do though is mix up our dry goods, because we're going to have two steps. We're going to have the wet step and we're going to have the dry step. So let's get our dry step ready right now. Boom. We're going to take 1 cup of sugar, throw it in there, and then we got a little bit of salt, and then a little bit of cinnamon. There we go. Now we're going to mix it up. And this is going to be our dry coating for our pecans. We're going to roll our pecans in this dry coating. And this is going to stick to them before we put it in the oven. I'm going to set my dry bowl aside, and now we're going to do our wet bowl. And for our wet bowl, we're just going to use a little bit of water and a little bit of egg white. So I got my egg. Now this is the thing, we're just going to use the white. So, you know, it's very easy to do. Going to crack our egg. Boom. And we just want the white. Oh, son of a buck.
Looks like we're having scrambled eggs tomorrow. Huh?
Yeah. Well, you see, I cracked it and see there was a point right here. Look at that, like a razor claw. And it poked my yolk. And then I got no excuse. Ah.
What are you talking about? That can be an egg we can have tomorrow.
No, this egg is retired. I'm upset with this egg.
No.
Huh? No, this egg goes down the drain. Here, you didn't even film my...
You know what's funny? You only had 3 dry ingredients and you didn't notice that your salt stuck to the bowl and didn't even go into here. Huh? That is too funny.
Okay, well, I'll come back. I'll put that in there. This video is getting off to a rocky start. Camera girl noticed that my salt didn't come out of my bowl. So, holy cow. Alrighty. Maybe we should do this video when we haven't had beer. Take 2. Boom. All we're going to use is the egg white. I'm nervous now. Okay, boom. So you crack your egg open, and then your white's coming out. And we want to keep the yolk in here. So you just go ahead and, and move it back and forth from shell to shell.
Scared.
That's it.
You're scared now.
I don't want to be cracking eggs all night. And then that's it.
You got to be confident.
Now to our 1 egg white, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of water. You can stay over there, camera girl. I know I got the table in the way. Let's see.
So far.
Boom. 1 tablespoon of water in with our egg white. So now we're going to take our egg white and our water, and then we're going to whisk it up into a nice frothy thingamabob.
Oh.
Let's see how it foams up and gets frothy. You can do that real fast. But there we go. Boom, there's our frothy egg white.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
For how much? How many pecans?
For 1 pound of pecans.
Okay.
So we're going to take our pecans and throw them all in there.
Wow, all at once.
Yep. And this is what you want to do. You want to use your hands.
Your bare hands.
You want to use your hands. Because I asked my mama, I said, are there any tips or tricks, anything that I need to be sure to do? And she said, be sure and use your hands. Don't use a spoon. Don't use a spatula. You know, your hands are going to get a little bit sticky and messy, but you want to make sure and coat your pecans entirely so that your dry coating will stick. Now I'm going to take my dry, just throwing my damn nuts in the other bowl. And I'm going to do the same thing with my hands. And coat my nuts entirely. I don't like the way that sounds. And this really is all there is to it. You know, now that we've made these, now we just got to bake them. Now we just got to roast them up. It looks so super duper sugary. Holy cow. I tell you, my mom, she makes these a few times a year for family get-togethers and occasions, and boy, we just eat the heck out of these things. I have a potty mouth, and you know what? I should maybe use my potty mouth in this video because it is, you know, this, when I think of my mother, I think of these sugar pecans, and when I think of a potty mouth, I think of my mother. You know, all the foulest words that I know I learned from my mom.
You fibber.
Well, damn, Buck, I didn't know you was coming.
Huh? Shoot. Now we have coated the pecans entirely. Now what you want to do is take a flat baking sheet. I haven't sprayed anything on here. I haven't put butter, no kind of coating at all. And now I'm going to take my pecans and I'm going to spread them out. And you want to make sure that you just have one layer. So use a pan that's big enough because you don't want them piled up on top of each other. And now I've got my oven heated up already. I had heated it on 300 degrees. Come over here, camera girl, and get this visual.
But all ovens are different.
I know, but this is the oven. This is the oven that I'm using. So I've got it on 300 degrees, and I'm going to take my pecans, and I'm going to slide it in here, and we're going to let it bake away for 30 minutes. And this is another key step. 30 minutes entirely in the oven, but every 10 minutes we're going to mix them up. You know, we're going to flip them, we're going to stir them around. Otherwise, you're going to burn one side or it's not going to roast evenly. So boom, 30 minutes, but we'll be back in 10 to give them a little stir. Alrighty, so boom, that's it. We're 10 minutes into it. So I'll go ahead and turn that off. And we're going to pull our pecans out of the oven. And now what we want to do is we just want to stir them around. It smells super duper delicious. Holy cow, that smells so sweet. I mean, toasted pecans and sugar with a little bit of cinnamon. I mean, there's nothing about that doesn't sound awesome. So I've got them mixed up and I got them spread out again. And we haven't done anything to our oven. It's still heated at 300 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and slide it back into the oven. Boom, and then we'll reset our timer for 10 more minutes. We'll let it go and then we'll come back and stir it again in 10 minutes. Boom. Alrighty. So there we have it. This is our second 10-minute round.
20 minutes in.
So yeah, we're about 20 minutes in. They're looking super duper, smelling fantastico. And they don't seem nearly as wet as they did 10 minutes ago. So I'm basically running my, my spatula along the bottom here, scraping them up. Because we didn't put anything on here. We didn't put any kind of oil. So now we're stirring them around. I'm going to spread them back out. But I think that's looking pretty good. So now we're going to put them back in the oven for the final 10 minutes.
Final countdown.
Dun. That was our final 10 minutes. So we roasted them for 1/2 an hour. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn the oven off. And then we want to give it one final mix. You know, stir it around one final time. And look at that. They're not sticking together at all.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Not too hot?
No, I can handle it. I mean, it's hot. It's hot, but I wouldn't want to throw one in my mouth right now. In fact, it's... Maybe I will use this a little bit. Okay. So we gave them a mix. And then we're going to stir them around, spread them out. And now I'm going to get them off the stove. Let them sit and cool down for a few minutes, and then boom, that's it. You know, they're gonna be ready to eat. In fact, I want very much to throw one in my mouth right now, but that might be, I can wait a few minutes to enjoy them further into the future. Alrighty, so they've been cooling. We've been leaving them alone, let them cool off. We've been goofing off for about a half hour. So these things are very cool, and they're slightly diminished, because me and Camera Girl have been in here sampling a few of them.
No.
So I'm going to transfer them into a bowl. These things are very firm now, and they're very crunchy. Come here, let's do a crunch test. They're super, super duper yummy. And I want to show me taking them out of the pan here and putting them in the bowl so that you can see how much sugar is going to be left. Because I want to illustrate the fact that there's a lot of sugar on these pecans, but it's not the entirety of that 1 cup of sugar that we put in here. So you can see there's a lot of sugar that's left. So it's not quite as much sugar as it seems. Still, it's certainly a very sugary treat. And I don't know, this sugar is all cinnamony and toasted up, and we should maybe save this sugar and put it on our oatmeal or something. So we're gonna actually save this for our oatmeal. Sugar pecan candy. You know, Mama, I made it. Came out fantastico. So thanks for giving me some tips and all that stuff. And you guys at home, in your home, wherever that home may be, definitely give these a go. You know, make them for a treat for your family and friends. Super easy to make, as you can see. You know, and everybody's gonna love you. You know, so go ahead and give this recipe a try. Let us know what you think. And bon appetit. And if you want to print the recipe out, go to myfoodchannel.com. You know, check it out there. You know, go to my playlist. Look at those other recipes. You know, subscribe. Become a subscriber. And, you know, we'll see you in the future.
You gonna share?